Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the JEROMESTRIKEBEATS Podcast. The JEROMESTRIKEBEATS Podcast is brought to you by nobody. But soon. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the Jerome Strike Podcast.
Episode 3.
Hello, fam.
Hey, fam. I'm Donnie, and this is my wife, Haley.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
And we're doing a podcast.
Yes, my first podcast.
Welcome to podcasting.
I know. I hear you're new yourself.
I am fairly new. This is the third episode of a work in progress.
Nice. Did you ever do a podcast before this series?
I did.
You did?
Several, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're not a newbie to podcasting?
They lasted like one episode apiece.
Ah.
This one has lasted longer than that already.
This one has lasted now 3 episodes.
Yes, this is the third episode.
Yes.
So, welcome to the Jerome Strike Beats Hour. I'm Donnie, and this is Haley. We've already been through that.
Yes, we've already been through that. Now, what we haven't been through is the fact that we both have a glass of wine. And we were playing Never Have I Ever, this silly phone app that I have with a lot of ads. And the rules are, of course, it brings up a thing and it says, have you ever done this? And if you have, you drink. And if you haven't, you're just like, damn, I have no life. But we have our one glass of wine left, and we figure we could do Never Have I Ever. So, never have I ever picked up a hitchhiker.
Oh, I've never picked a hitchhiker up.
Don't drink. I drink. Yeah. I picked up a hitchhiker. So, the one time I picked up a hitchhiker was honestly like a big regret. So, like, I was driving. Oh, I'll tell you all about it. So, I was driving down this really country road, and I saw this dude just, like, with his thumb out and shit. And I was like, huh.
And obviously,
I had to stop. Yeah. So, I stopped. Oh, boy. And I was on the other side of the road. He was, like, very grateful that I had pulled over because he was, like, walking up to the truck, like, really fast.
He was desperate.
And I was like, rolled down my window. I'm like, do you have any weapons on you?
Dude, what did he say?
He's I have my knife.
I don't think if you're going to be a hitchhiker, your first objective is to admit to having weapons.
Well,
even if you do, I would consider hiding that.
Right? Like not letting someone know. But
right.
I mean, I'm glad that he did, though.
Oh, yeah. You gotta
just
be.
I needed to be aware that he had a knife.
Right.
I still let him in my car, though. I did. So he got into, well, I guess it was a truck. It was.
A truck.
What
so
is it?
Okay.
So it wasn't my Ford. It was my Ford F-150. Oh, yeah. My first 2 vehicles were trucks.
Wow.
But
we are in Florida, so.
We are in Florida, yeah. I'm born and raised in Florida. So I picked up a hitchhiker, and he was...
Was this in Florida?
This was in Florida. Only in Florida would this happen.
Oh, my goodness. I can imagine the just side of the road here is different than the side of the road in LA.
Mm-hmm. The side of the road here has no sidewalk, as you know.
Yes. I'm aware.
Mm-hmm. But hitchhiker was very stinky.
This particular hitchhiker? Do you remember the smell?
I remember the smell. It was very distinct. I also remember the amount of gnats that were in my truck. Like, wow.
The amount of gnats surrounding him migrated to your
truck. You know that character from Charlie Brown that walks around with a little cloud dust?
Pigpen.
Yeah, that was this
Pigpen.
guy grown up. Like,
so
he moved to Florida.
Up adult Pigpen. Okay.
Yeah, he moved to Florida and then was just hitchhiking on the side of the road. And he
was like, hi, I'm Pigpen.
Basically. And I took him to Chiefland.
Wow.
Because I was headed to Chiefland. And he was like, I'm going to Chiefland. And I was like, no way. I'm going to Chiefland.
So you went on a road trip?
Yeah. It was
You
like
ended up-
30 minutes with this guy.
It was a 30-minute long... Did he offer you drugs?
No, he did not. He actually was quite nice. He was telling me about his baby mama. And how his baby mama hates him, and he's got to go to court, and like, yeah, this is like the first time I've thought about this in a long time. Yeah.
His baby mama.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun instance.
Okay.
Ad. So it's a phone app.
Every time, yeah. So we are bombarded by advertisements. Every time we get an ad, we drink. So cheers.
Mm-hmm. Cheers. You're almost out of wine.
I'm officially out of wine.
You're officially out of wine?
Yeah.
Do you want to keep doing Never Have I Ever until I finish mine?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever forgotten a close friend's birthday party.
I don't think I ever have. I don't think I was invited to, but you know.
Right. Like, I don't have any friends. Never have I ever stolen Wi-Fi from an unsecured network. What does that even mean?
Well, it means that... Well, usually it doesn't let you join if it's unsecured.
So what is this question?
I'm not quite sure. This is just... They're assuming... I mean, I have. I go to the mall where you work, so I...
Is that really stealing Wi-Fi, though? If it's like...
Oh, I don't know if you're part of it. If you're
part
a
of
guest.
the crew, yeah.
If I'm part of the... Yeah.
The
part of the mall crew.
The mall squad.
The mall squad.
The regulars.
The regulars.
For those who
Start
don't
a
know,
sitcom.
I work at the
For those who
Men's
don't know.
Warehouse in the mall in Ocala.
It's a beautiful experience. It's a good place.
It's
yeah.
a beautiful 100 square feet.
Yeah, exactly. 100 square feet. Oh, the store
The
itself.
store itself.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
not
say
the mall. The mall
It's
is
a tiny
like,
mall.
oh God, the mall is like 10,000 square feet. But they only gave
right.
Men's Warehouse 100.
They gave Men's Warehouse a men's restroom stall.
Yes. We do have a toilet.
Which includes a toilet.
Yes, there are 2 sinks in the bathroom. One is filled with like dishes that are like clean.
Like
There's
human
literally
food,
like
food dishes
food dishes from humans.
from employees past.
I think.
The ghosts of employees past.
I know that none of the people that I work with touch those
the
dishes.
nightmare before Men's Warehouse.
So yeah, there are dishes in my work. Like, and I work at
Dishes.
Men's Warehouse.
Right, not the food court.
Not the food court. And there are dishes. Man, it's a shame. The bathroom it's got a steamer in there.
A steamer.
It doesn't work.
For suits? Or what is
For suits. Wow. Yeah, like one of those big standing steamers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. But it doesn't work. So
Yeah.
it's not as cool as I made it out to be.
That's still pretty cool.
All right, let's drink. Well,
Okay. Cheers.
cheers with your invisible beverage.
I did the mime. I did the motion.
The mime.
That's
You
fair,
should get
yeah.
a job in France
Oh, I should.
as a mime.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Like Paris. We can move there.
That'd be pretty cool. I would have
Yes.
to, you would pay my face every day.
Yes.
So you would pay my face, and I would go into the streets. I would immerse myself in the streets.
Yes.
And I would dress up with a bowler hat, and I could be like do Charlie Chaplin. I could do the whole Hitler mustache and everything, painted face and everything. I could be zombie Charlie Chaplin, and I'm just standing right in front of the Notre Dame.
Is that in Paris?
Yes.
Okay, I know nothing about Europe.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Europe is a whole bunch of stuff.
I've never been.
It's a lot of the same stuff over there, but just slightly different. Like
just like French a little bit.
Correct, yeah.
Maybe a little German.
Like in Paris?
Spain?
Spain has Portugal. So Portugal, I've never been to Portugal. I want to go to Portugal.
But have you been to Spain?
I have been to Spain.
How was that?
Spain was insane.
Spain was insane.
Spain was pretty insane. So we went to Barcelona, which is the craziest of the party towns. And oh my goodness, so in Barcelona,
I've never heard that Barcelona was a party town.
Oh gosh, so there's a beach where people go and they can kind of get drunk all day because there are guys who go on the beach with these big trays, and they're going around and they're saying mojitos, cerveza, beer, agua, mojitos. And you'll be just like sitting on the beach and you'll be like, mojito, of course I want a mojito, a fresh mojito on the beach. Yeah, why wouldn't I? And so it's like a couple euro. And then these same guys, they come out at night and they got beer. Somehow they found Estrella beer, and so they're like, Estrella beer €1, and then you get the beer. And the trick is you find the guys who are, so this is what happened one night. So I picked up a beer from one of these beer salesmen, and beer sales.
That's their official
outside
title.
of the bar, they sell beer. Yeah, they just sell cases of beer.
Something tells me that's illegal, but probably
it's 100% illegal.
But like in the U.S., or is it illegal in Barcelona?
It's sort of looked the other way, sort of thing.
So it's like a misdemeanor.
No, it's just kind of like they, like...
Figuratively a misdemeanor.
They don't... As far as I know, they have never got in trouble. But, so there are guys, that they'll, like, there are certain ones that will whisper... Yeah, when they know you're the right customer, they'll say... Mota, coca.
Oh, shit.
And so I followed one of these guys up this flight of stairs through a double doors with these with all the, the hinges and all that, like really medieval Spanish shit. It was this crazy, it was a really crazy, nice, like just into some cobblestone building. I left my friends. They were on the street drinking a beer, having whatever, a snack.
Mojitos and shit.
Yeah. Just kind of waiting outside for me to come back.
Churros.
And exactly. And so I go up these stairs, these like 2 feet, like really long, extended staircases up to this apartment. There's a dog and there's like cases of water everywhere. And I go into the room, like one of the bedrooms, with like Formula One racing on the TV, and this guy he comes out with like a drawer. He pulls out of a drawer just these little baggies, and he gives me...
What was in the baggies?
What was in the baggies? So
Donnie, what was in the baggies?
So in the baggies there's coca. And so I sampled it, and he gave me a line to make sure it was good stuff, and I wasn't gonna say it wasn't good because I was scared shitless.
Feel like getting shot today.
Yeah,
right?
And I was afraid, and so I handed him the €90 or whatever.
€90?
It was something like that.
For a tiny bag of coca.
Oh, and then I got weed too. It was nice. For weed too. Yeah. And so before I left, I said mota, and they took me into another room, and they gave me the weed.
I see mota.
And so
and coca.
And so I came back to my friends down on the street, pockets full of goodies.
For only €90.
Yeah, it was
weed and coke.
It was it was pretty cheap.
In Barcelona.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap. And then we went to the club, and then like at one of the bars there was these shots where there was like everything was on fire. They would like light shots, a row of shots on fire, And then there was a row of douchebags at the bar who we couldn't get to the bar. And so we were super pissed off. So there's like a wall.
A douche wall.
A douche wall. Yeah, like in front of the bartenders.
Heightened 6 foot.
Yeah.
Plus 2 inches for the hair. Douche wall.
Correct. Yeah. And then I remember there were these Australian dudes, and one was like, every time someone took a shot, one was like, oh!
Oh!
They just went crazy. They just went ape shit every time. Just like, and there were a couple, like, there was like the Monica Lewinsky, where someone had to lick whipped cream from a shot and then take a shot. And it was sexual.
Oh, because I get it, because the whipped cream is the...
Because the whipped cream. Yeah.
But did they rub it on their clothes, though?
I think it was implied sexual. It was like... There was
I understand
like... Yeah.
it. But Monica Lewinsky had semen on her dress. So
that was... So it's the same thing. I think they're selling the same... Yeah, they're selling semen on the dress. Anyway, so that was Barcelona.
So that was Barcelona. So never have I ever. Ad.
Wow, drink.
Damn, drink. So never have I ever heard someone else doing it.
Oh, yeah. I used to live with guys.
Ew.
With girlfriends.
Ew.
I just, yeah. So, and I wasn't getting laid at the time, so it was the worst.
That's terrible. Yeah.
So I hated myself. So I wouldn't drink to that, but I don't have anything to drink.
So mine is more horrible. I heard my dad and my stepmom doing it. That was rough.
Yeah. That would do it to me too.
Ad. Yeah, that was rough. It was like 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good time. Yeah, it's like, after.
It's like the most erotic time of the day.
That's
10 p.m. at night.
That's when I think to do it too.
I just thought of the sentence. I can't say it.
Why?
Well, what if my dad listens to this podcast? We post it on your, all of it.
Right.
I'm not gonna say it.
We're not gonna say it just because, we...
Censoring for my father. Now, if my father now knows that I heard him and his wife doing it the
Is
one
that gonna
time,
be
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's
That's
fine.
gotta be funny. I mean, Dad, if you're out there.
Dad, if you're out there, I don't care.
Yeah, let us,
Live your life.
I want him to be on the podcast, so that would be really cool. We could get
a guest.
and get a response. Yeah. And get a, rebuttal
What the
from
hell
that.
are you going to talk about with my dad on your podcast?
We talked about a lot of medical things actually last night.
Ew. Further ews. Medical things?
Well, yeah, he's in the medical field, so he's selling.
Oh, you were talking about his work. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Her dad sells medical equipment. It's not the same thing as what we implied.
It's not like a prostate exam or anything like that. Anything
Not quite.
crazy. I was like, why are you talking about medical stuff?
No, not yet.
I completely... So he's gotten this new job that's relatively new.
Okay.
Last thing he was doing was internet sales, and that's what's kind of stuck in my mind. So no, it's I keep forgetting that he got a new job.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So you were medical stuff, and I was like,
yeah.
Why are you talking about medical stuff with my dad?
So he's selling.
Yeah. Tell me about my dad, because I don't know shit about my dad.
Okay, your dad. Yeah, he's selling these. So I guess people's heart rates are they their heart rates are taken.
They're high, right?
Yeah, they're high, and so
American
people
heart
go
rates.
into the
High.
the ADH and everything.
So he's got
the
machines.
American Heart Association, recommends these machines. No, so these machines are basically deterrents for patients to lie and to get
lie.
So patients
Deterrents for them to lie.
For them to lie on their data. If they're gonna take their blood pressure at home or something, they could botch those results. And the doctors, in his system, this information goes right to the doctors.
I see.
So it bypasses the patient.
Aha! So the machine communicates
with the doctor's office,
as opposed to the patient communicating.
Correct. And so
patients are assholes, I guess.
Oh yeah, patients are horrible. And I mean, a lot of his work involves apparently what was it? It was like people, so a lot of the doctors, like, they have to perform repeat procedures because of mishaps, or like if someone goes back to the hospital for some unknown reason, Medicare has to cover that. And I didn't know that until last night. And so
learn something new every day.
Exactly. And so it was a lot of patient readmissions. They're trying to stop those. And he was also explaining to me how under Obamacare they were changing medical practices from like you get hurt, I fix you, to preventative care.
To avoid the I got hurt to begin with?
Yes. And so they're trying to get people...
But what if you, like, break your fucking leg or something like that?
I think those...
Preventative care?
No. He said if it's a car accident or something like that, or you break your leg, that doesn't count. That doesn't... Yeah. So this is for internal things, like, that are wrong with you. Like, if
like liver failure, they're like, stop drinking. Right. Like, that type of thing.
So he was like... Say you, Donald Waldman, is a 72-year-old man with high blood pressure.
Because that's exactly
they're like,
who you
Mr.
are.
Waldman, yeah. You're not, taking care of yourself properly. I think we need to intervene with this thing, And so he comes in and sells them that. That's what he's been working on, and he has like work with clients. Yeah, he has like big clients coming up in the next week.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That is exciting for my dad. Yeah, I wish I knew all that shit about my dad.
I mean, I just found it out because you were at Joanne's.
Oh, I was at Joanne's.
Yeah.
Joanne's.
So I got filled
my
in.
happy place. I got a bag from Joanne's.
Oh my goodness, she got a bag. It's the dopest bag.
So it's a pretty dope bag. It's a roller bag. It's navy
like one of those
blue.
Things you can take it to the airport.
Yeah, I could totally take it to the airport as my carry-on. It's like navy blue with pink flowers.
Your carry-on if you're going to a knitting convention.
A knitting convention, yes. That would be awesome. I need to find that.
But that would be dope. Yes. Oh, I'm sure they have.
Just knit all day for like 3 days.
Oh my goodness.
It's my happy place.
Tired hands.
Yes, arthritis.
Carpal
tunnel.
Sustain wrist energy. Sustain wrist injuries.
Yeah, so I knit. I don't crochet. Don't get the two mixed up. They're very different things. Crocheting is not wrong. My boss crochets, and that's fine because we bond over yarn. But I still have a slight superiority complex over the fact that I knit and she crochets. Knitting takes...
You are better than her. It's true.
Knitting takes 2 needles,
Right.
Crocheting, for those who don't know, only takes one
little
hook. Yes, one little measly hook. But yeah, so I do the knitting. Right now I'm knitting 2 separate sweaters. I got a bag to hold my projects. So things are looking up for my knitting world.
Yeah.
Got all my needles.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So I work at Men's Warehouse. Other than the dishes in the bathroom.
So yeah, how is it the day-to-day of Men's Warehouse?
The day-to-day of Men's Warehouse. So the base of my job is like selling suits and then renting tuxedos. So I do the selling of the suits. I put people in suits, and
Yes.
I get them
fit.
for the
Fitted.
suits. I put them on a shirt and a tie, maybe some shoes if they're feeling like, like spending a shit ton of money. If you walk in the door of Men's Warehouse, you're gonna spend a shit ton of money. Like, let's just be real.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
You're gonna like the way you look. He's always like got like 16 packs of cigarettes behind him after he did that ad.
He reminds me of the Dos Equis guy.
It's the Dos Equis guy is the Spanish cousin.
His Spanish cousin.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Is Dos Equis
You're gonna
Spanish?
like them. Yeah, I believe so.
What does the Dos Equis guy say?
I am the most interesting man in the world.
I don't drink beer.
Oh,
What does he say?
I don't always drink beer.
But when I do, I
I
drink
drink
Dos
Dos
Equis.
Equis. I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. Yeah, it's fun. It's a nice place to work.
That's good. You're the top sales lady?
I did find out today that this December I did have the top sales.
Beautiful.
For 1 month, I had the top sales. We'll call it that. It hasn't been long enough for me to be considered the top salesman, but last month.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah, I try pretty hard, but it's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding work. You get to do a lot of important things for a lot of really cool people. You get to dress people for their weddings. You get to dress people for job interviews. You get to just meet a lot of really cool people. So I love my job. Like, is that fair to say?
No, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. So Haley and I met on the bus.
Mm-hmm. So you're
Los
saying you want
Angeles.
to talk about how we met, eh?
Yeah, I want to talk about this. This is one of the things on my podcast that I just haven't talked about yet. How I met you. So we were on the bus. You were going home from a doctor's appointment,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I had just gotten off work,
Mm-hmm.
and we just kind of, I recognized you the first time, and I didn't say anything the whole bus ride.
So yeah, the whole bus ride the first time,
It was peripheral. I was like,
we made eye contact like a few times.
Oh, we did. So we knew, but yeah.
Yeah, and you like waved at me, and then I was like mid yawn, and I like waved back with my mouth agape, and that was
my signal. I was
I know you knew from then. I was the one. Oh yeah, when you saw my never removed tonsils.
And then a few days later, right, that we saw each other on
The same bus again.
And then
in downtown LA.
In downtown LA.
Am I the only one that think that's crazy, right?
It's crazy, but it's also very populated. But it's like, yeah, it's very random that the same bus. It was lucky that your doctor's appointments were at the time that they were.
Yeah, we were on the same route.
We were on the same schedule, and it was beautiful. And
you just
work
happened to be
got
working.
out at the exact
that
time.
exact time.
I love
And
that.
you almost missed that fucking bus.
Oh my gosh, I ran.
The second time
sprinted.
you ran. Oh,
I sprinted.
God.
I was out of breath. I was not
Sweaty.
wearing my work shirt, and I was so sweaty. I was sweating bullets, and
You were like, "Hey, you were on
You're
here
that
from
girl.
You're that girl from last time."
Can I sit here? I can sit here.
Can I sit here? Yeah, that's what you said.
I kind of just imply it. Yeah,
I don't even think I answered you. You just like sat down.
I sat across from you. Yeah.
It's like, hi.
I sat across from you, and I believe I said we talked about Kid Cudi and Frank Ocean.
Like I said, I had a Kid Cudi phase, and we talked about Frank Ocean, which at the time I did not really care for, nor did I know much about. But since then, my musical knowledge has grown immensely.
Bit,
But yeah, we met on the bus. And 3 months later, I proposed. So I guess you could call it love at first sight. Love within the first couple weeks, like once you know, that type of thing. So that's pretty cool. This is a highlight of my 2018,
story,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was a beautiful story. I just wanted to
share that with the crew.
That, yeah. So yeah, we're like really.
So tonight, to pick up this wine that we've been drinking, we went to the local Family Dollar, and that was exciting tonight.
Not to be confused with Dollar General.
Yeah, not to be confused with Dollar General, where Jerome Strike over here works. But Family Dollar recently combined with Dollar Tree.
Right.
Yeah, so they've got two signs out.
Right. Yeah, they're kind of going through an identity crisis right now. Anyway, so we were in the Family Dollar and we noticed a cart kind of kept finding its way into the middle of the aisle, just hazardous zone. Not really in a position to
not really
convenient
at all.
Or courteous of a place for the cart to be. And we found the lady who was attached to, and it was very, she was wearing her bright orange gator.
That was like 12 sizes too big.
It was really huge, and it seemed very warm. But yeah, she looked very suspicious of everything, even the store she was in.
Yeah, she was uncomfortable with the world. So I took it upon myself to move this cart.
It was in the way of the
It was in the fucking way. It was in the middle of the aisle. So I was like, I don't see her. I looked around like 5 times.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see this lady in her orange sweatshirt and her weird ponytail. And I couldn't find her. So I moved the cart. And then right as I'm finishing up, like my hands are about to detach from the cart handle. Like seconds from detaching, and she turns the corner and she sees my hands on her cart.
She caught you.
She caught me touching her shit. And let's not leave out the fact that she
may
looked
or may not be
may have been on something. That coca?
But the crude form of it.
The crack cocaine.
Good crack. Some of that good crack.
Yeah. So she, either that or meth. One of those.
Yeah, we live in Archer, so we're kind of not really sure what the temperature of the hard drug situation is, but it's something.
It's definitely something. There's nothing else to do out here. So.
Yeah. Other than, do a podcast at 10:30 on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful...
Because we have nothing better to do on a Saturday night than talk to ourselves.
Talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
That's what a podcast is. So this was your
talking
first...
to your fans, too.
Yeah. And this was your first podcast.
Yeah.
So beautiful. You did a great job. So
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show, Haley.
I tried,
You
I
did a great job.
Came here to shoot the shit, basically.
Now, Haley's on Instagram. Do you want to...
I guess my Instagram is accessible. All I post is knitting things like once every 3 months.
So she does knitting stuff if you guys are into that.
If you're into that, it's
arts and crafts.
It's a Haley Knits 19. That is HALEY. Any other way to spell it is wrong, and I will not tolerate it. HALEY. Thank you.
Beautiful. And you can find me at Jerome Strike Beats. That's Jerome Strike Beats, one word. And on Twitter at Jerome Strike. No beats on Twitter because I didn't get it.
Didn't quite catch it in time.
Someone out there, Jerome Strike Beats on Twitter. Let me have that.
Can we just get in conversation right now?
Let me get a hold of that username over there.
Hey.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. That was the Jerome Strike Beats podcast, episode 3. And I love you all so much. Thank you. This has been a presentation of Jerome Strike.